Okay, new school comic book reviews. Okay, first thing I've got here is Animal Man Annual Number 1, story by Jeff Lemire, artist by Timothy Green II and Joseph Silver. Basically what this one is about, Socks the Cat tells a story to Maxine, who is Buddy Baker, the Animal Man's youngest daughter. Basically he tells a story about the previous avatars of the red and the green that takes place during the 19th century. Basically, setting is a farmland community in Canada in 1894. What's going on is it's kind of parallels what's happening in the ongoing Animal Man story, where the rot is kind of spilled over into the normal everyday world, and they're causing death and decay and destruction. And a farmer who's a young family man tries to get together with with some of the other people in the community to figure out, what's going on and how to fight this thing. And in the middle of that, he becomes the Animal Man of that era. And while this is happening, he's trying to figure out what's happening to him. He meets another person who turns out to be the Swamp Thing of that era. Animal Man is an avatar of the red. The Swamp Thing is the avatar of the green. And basically, this Swamp Thing kind of explains to him how there needs to be balance between the red, the green, and the rot. And if any one of those energy or life forms or life energies becomes too powerful, it throws everything out of whack and it puts the world at risk. It's a pretty good comic book. I actually really enjoyed it. Sorry, excuse me. It's well paced, it's suspenseful, it's engaging. There's some really crazy, weird, gross horror type stuff going on. But, as what it is, just an offbeat superhero horror comic, it really works for me. The biggest problem I had with it, or maybe it's not even a big problem, but it's kind of a nitpick, they don't really explain how Animal Man's powers work. I understand it just because I've been reading this comic book all along, but I can see how if somebody were just picking this comic book up for the first time, just seeing it's a new number 1 or thinking it's a cool place to jump on, they have the young farmer, doing Animal Man things, and they don't really explain that he's, absorbing and using the abilities of various animals and stuff. They just have him do stuff, and, I can see how that might be confusing. I think they could have cleared it up with just maybe a couple lines of dialogue or whatever. But, but that's probably my biggest quibble. I really like the art by Timothy Green II and Joseph Silver. It kind of reminds me maybe of P. Craig Russell in a way, but it's really good. I like his storytelling. For the most part, it's clear. I really like the way he's able to make I like the way he's able to draw, all the normal people, they're wearing their wrinkly clothes, the pastoral scenes, so I shouldn't say pastoral scenes, but the kind of countryside and things like that. It all seems very normal. So then when they switch to like the psychedelic horror scenes, that just makes everything look even that much more impactful and crazy and whatnot. So yeah, it's really good for what it is. I enjoyed it. Like I said, it might be confusing to people who are just trying to jump on, but it's pretty good. All right, next I have Archie 633. This is part 3 of 4 of Archie Marries Valerie, which is a little what if story that they're doing in Archie right now. I guess I imagine the Archie Marries Veronica and Archie Marries Betty stuff is I guess it's pretty popular, so I guess that's why they're doing this one as well. This is Valerie from Josie and the Pussycats, and basically what's going on here in this issue, Archie and Valerie have been married. They have a reality television show, but they decide that, the showbiz life is getting a little bit too hectic for them. So they quit their respective bands, they quit the reality show, and they decide they're going to start a music school for kids. So now, sorry, excuse me. So now, There's a new character. Well, I don't know if this is a new character or not. I'm guessing he's a new character named Trev, who I guess is Valerie's brother. It's kind of funny because the way the character's drawn, he kind of looks like Lenny Kravitz in a way. You know, he's got his tight leather pants, and he's kind of buff and cut, and he's got his little soul patch and his funky do and everything. But he takes Archie's place in the Archies, and you know, he gets a little thing going on with Betty. He ends up proposing to Betty. Veronica quits the band and goes over to the Pussycats and takes Valerie's place in the Pussycats. And what else here? And that's pretty much it. Oh, right, that's not it. The next big, I guess, story development is Valerie gets pregnant and they have a baby. And well, I guess that's it here. Just what you expect. Lots of kind of wacky hijinks and family-friendly fun. Couple things here. There's a joke here. There's a page where they're doing auditions, and one of the characters is, if you remember the old cartoon show from Josie and the Pussycats, there was a character named Alexandra, and she's in here. But from the old cartoon show, she was kind of like the jealous girl. She was always trying to take attention away from Josie and trying to steal Alan away from him and stuff like that. And like I said, she's in here, but they don't really explain who she is. They don't even like say her name in it or explain her relationship to the other characters. So like if you didn't know better, you would just think it was like some random girl, you know. And I don't know if the joke works that way. Another thing that is probably just a weird subjective thing for me, there's various drawings of various different people playing various different types of guitars, but the way that Dan Parent draws people, and the script and pencils are by Dan Parent, if I didn't mention it, the inks are by Rich Koslowski. The way he draws them playing guitar, everybody is playing guitar with their thumb extended, so it kind of looks like throughout the book everybody's playing like slap bass or whatever. I don't know, that's just what it looks like to me. Okay, alright, so that's it. Just, you know, kid-friendly, family-friendly fun. And we are going to take a 180-degree turn away from that. This is Fury, My War's Gone By, which is a Marvel Max series. Stories by Garth Ennis and the artist by Goran Parlov. Sorry, excuse me. It's full of, you know, violence and swearing, and there's even a little bit of nudity in it. I've got issues 1 and 2. Basically what it is, it's set in the mid-50s. Nick Fury is in Indochina. There we have a very war-weary, very cynical, you know, Nick Fury. He doesn't really seem to have a whole lot of hope in people or mankind or politics or anything like that, and the only place that he actually really feels at home is, you know, in the middle of like a battle or conflict or things like that. But basically he's there with his assistant, I think, I'm trying to remember his name, I think it's Heatherly, and he's there basically on a fact-finding mission for the U.S. They want him to assess the situation. Should America get involved in Vietnam? Should we not? Should we send money over to the French to help them keep their hold on the area there? There's a character who's this, I guess, U.S. senator who's this kind of very, you know, Joseph McCarthy type, really hard-edged anti-communist guy. And we also meet his secretary, who kind of has eyes for Fury, but you also kind of get the feeling that you know, she may or may not have her own agenda going on. And it's pretty good. I enjoyed it for what it is. Just a straight up hard boiled, you know, espionage war type comic. No superheroics, no gadgets, no gizmos or anything like that. Just a straight up, like, you know, war comic, you know, Kelly's Heroes, you know, Eagles Dare, that type of thing. But with that kind of dark Garth Ennis take on it, and a little bit of black humor as well. I thought it was really well paced. It kept me engaged. I really liked the art. It's stylized. There's a certain amount of detail to it. sorry, as at the same time it's also very stylized, but it works for me. Once again, I like the way he's able to make all the characters look very individualistic, and and that's it. I buy it. I buy the setting. I buy the mood and the tone and everything. My biggest complaint is, I just wish Marvel would publicize when they do little different things like this a little bit more. Everybody, they spend so much time just really pumping their big events, but it's the kind of like under the radar things like this that kind of really need the push. When they don't do well, they say, oh, well, people don't want to see new characters. Well, new characters or the B characters, but it's like, you got to let people know that stuff's out there. Okay, well, I guess that's it. I got to thank you very much for listening. Tell me what you think, and have a great day.